Hello and welcome to our smoke and gas alarm education module. During this training we will cover heat, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. Today we will be covering what is smoke alarm regulation in the UK, what is gas alarm regulation in the UK, what are the different types of alarms in the UK, what effects do gas and smoke have to a person once inhaled, how to test alarms, how to document your evidence or findings, who enforces the rules, and what are the fines. We have created a series of short videos so that you can understand the effects gas can have on an individual and how to test heat, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. Smoke and carbon monoxide alarm regulations by law from the 1st of October 2015 require landlords to ensure alarms are installed and work correctly in their properties. The regulation stipulates that smoke alarms must be installed on every level of the property and must be in proper working order at the start of a tenancy. Current regulations stipulate that carbon monoxide alarms have to be installed in any room containing a solid fuel burning appliance, things such as wood burners, coal burners, open fires or oil burners. We are expecting a change in the regulations which will stipulate that a carbon monoxide alarm will need to be fitted in a property with any solid fuel or gas burner appliance. So we strongly advise that at this stage, if you have a gas or solid fuel burning appliance in your property, you install a carbon monoxide alarm. We will now go through the different types of alarm available and then how to test heat, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms through both a push button test and a gas or smoke test. We will also cover how to document your results and evidence and cover who enforces the rules and what are the fines for not complying. So let's get started. Smoke alarms. There are various models and makes of smoke alarms. The main two that we are going to cover are hardwired and battery operated alarms. The top image is of a hardwired alarm. It will have a green light to the front and an expiry date to the side. This alarm has a push button test facility and a smoke sensor. The picture indicates where the push button and sensor are located. The image at the bottom is of the battery operated alarm. We strongly advise that you write an expiry date on the front of the alarm when fitting one of these, as these alarms are not provided with an expiry date. This alarm also has a push button test facility and a smoke sensor. Most hardwired smoke alarms have an expiry date of 10 years, but always check the manufacturer's guidelines. Carbon monoxide alarms. There are various makes and models of carbon monoxide alarms. We're going to cover both a hardwired and a battery operated alarm. The top picture is of a hardwired carbon monoxide alarm. It will have a green light to the front of the alarm and an expiry date to the side of the alarm. It has a push button test facility and a smoke sensor. Please take some time to look at the pictures and familiarise yourself with the items highlighted in red. The picture below is of a battery operated carbon monoxide alarm. We strongly advise that you write the expiry date on the front of this alarm, as these alarms are not provided with an expiry date. This alarm has a push button test facility and a smoke sensor. Please refer to the photograph for further information. Most carbon monoxide alarms will last and have an expiry date of 7 years. Heat alarms. There are various makes and models of heat alarms, but we are going to cover just the hardwired and battery operated alarms. The top photo is of a hardwired heat alarm. It will have a green light to the front of the alarm and an expiry date to the side of the alarm. This alarm has a push button test facility and a heat sensor. Please refer to the pictures where the push button and the sensor have been highlighted. The picture below is a battery operated heat alarm. As these alarms do not come with expiry dates, we advise that you write an expiry date on the alarm as a reminder to yourself. This alarm has a push button test facility and a heat sensor. Again, please refer to the photograph. All heat alarms will have a small cage on the front of them. We are unable to heat test the alarms as we cannot produce enough heat to trigger them. However, the push button test meets current regulations, so is an adequate test. Effects of smoke inhalation. This short video will highlight the effects of smoke inhalation.
The effects of smoke inhalation during a fire. Being caught in a fire emergency is a terrifying experience for anyone, and there are a huge number of risks that people are exposed to in such a situation. Smoke inhalation is one such risk, and it can be extremely dangerous or even fatal. The effects of smoke inhalation can be immediate. Symptoms. There are various symptoms of smoke inhalation, and they depend on how long you've been exposed to smoke for. Some of the most obvious ones include coughing and hoarseness, chest pain, headaches, abdomen pain, nausea, eye irritation or vision problems, fainting or soot in the nostrils and throat. Smoke inhalation occurs when you breathe in harmful smoke particles and gases. Inhaling harmful smoke can cause the lungs to become inflamed and airways to swell, which ultimately blocks oxygen from travelling around the body. All smoke contains carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and particulate matters. Inhaling smoke for a short time can cause immediate acute effects. Treatment. Treatment for smoke inhalation consists of steroids. These are administered to help open the air passages and ease your breathing. Antibiotics. These will be given by your doctor if you have an infection or you feel there may be a chance of an infection developing. Pain, swelling or fever treatments. These medicines are usually safe for most people to use and will involve cold compresses, paracetamol and ibuprofen. In the worst case scenarios, bronchodilators are used to open up the airways in your lungs. This helps you to breathe. And this may be given to you within a hospital environment, easing the respiratory issues. Statistics. Statistics in the UK in 2015-16 showed 80% of fire-related fatalities occurred in the home. There are more than 39,600 property-related fires, and 88% of these were judged to have been an accident. Some worrying statistics were made apparent after the discovery of 31% of domestic fires occurred in homes where there was no smoke alarm, and 19% of domestic fires occurred in the property where there was a smoke alarm, but it wasn't operational or was in the wrong location. Although the fierce flames of a house fire are terrifying and incredibly dangerous, they are not the leading cause of death in fire-related fatalities. In fact, smoke inhalation is the leading cause of death in fires, with 41% of fire deaths coming from gas, smoke and fumes. The importance of fire safety cannot be overstated. Something as simple as having a working smoke alarm can make all the difference between life and death.
How to test a smoke alarm using real smoke. For this test, you'll need a smoke pen complete with wick and a lighter, just like the one in the picture. Firstly, use the lighter to light the wick, held within the pen, and allow it to burn for 5 seconds. Secondly, after 5 seconds, blow out the flame and you should see a red burning ember at the end of the wick, which will create smoke. Thirdly, hold the smoke pen approximately 30 centimeters from the alarm and allow the smoke to surround the smoke alarm. It may take up to 1 minute for the alarm to respond. Fourthly, once the smoke alarm starts to sound, this demonstrates the smoke alarm fitted has responded to smoke. The smoke alarm may continue to ring for several minutes until the smoke has dispersed. Fifthly, most smoke alarms are fitted with a silence button, which when pressed will silence the alarm. This must only be used for testing purposes. Smoke pens create a safe environment to test smoke alarms. They do not drop ash or burning embers and are easily extinguished by placing the lid back on the pen. They offer up to 30 minutes of testing, which can cover multiple properties.
This video will show you in simple steps how to install a smoke alarm. Before you begin, please read the user manual. You should fit a smoke alarm on every floor of your home. For ultimate protection, we recommend installing a smoke alarm in every room of your house, apart from the bathrooms, kitchen and garage. A heat alarm can be fitted in these rooms, especially in the kitchen, where over half of all accidental house fires start. To install your smoke alarm, you will need 3 simple tools: a pencil, drill and screwdriver. Slap bang in the centre of the ceiling is the best place to fit your alarm. Make sure that you are at least 30 centimetres away from the walls and any light fittings. If fitting on a wall, ensure it is more than 30 centimetres from the ceiling. The first thing you need to do is install the mounting plate that the alarm will attach to. You will need to break out the tabs from the mounting plate. Use these holes as a guide to mark the position of the drill holes on the ceiling or wall with your pencil. Carefully use the drill to drill the holes where you have marked on the ceiling or wall. Now you can insert the plastic wall plugs which have been supplied with the alarm into the holes. Position the mounting plate in place and screw it to the ceiling with the screws that have been supplied. Ensure the screws are inserted fully and that they have achieved a solid fixing. Some ceiling surfaces may not be suited to plugs and screws, and you may need to use alternative screws or anchors to ensure a solid fixing. That's the hardest bit out of the way. Now it's time to install the alarm onto the mounting plate. This alarm has a sealed battery that lasts for 10 years, so there is no need to replace the battery for the life of the alarm. The alarm is not activated until it is attached to the mounting plate. Twist the alarm clockwise onto the mounting plate until it stops. Leave the alarm to settle for a few moments before pressing the test button to make sure the alarm is working. Congratulations! You've just taken the simplest step to protect your family from the dangers of fire and smoke.
Effects of carbon monoxide inhalation. This short video shows you the effects carbon monoxide has once inhaled.
There are a number of symptoms associated with CO poisoning, so let's look at the warning signs of low-level CO exposure and how CO affects the human body. The most common symptoms of mild CO poisoning are headaches, sickness and nausea, dizziness and loss of balance, and abdominal pain. CO poisoning has similar symptoms to food poisoning and flu. However, unlike flu, CO poisoning does not cause a high temperature. The longer CO gas is breathed in, the worse the symptoms become, including loss of balance, loss of vision and memory, and eventually unconsciousness. This can happen within just a few minutes or hours, depending on the amount of CO in the air. Some symptoms can occur a few days or months after CO has been breathed in, including confusion, loss of memory, and problems with coordination. People who suffer mild symptoms usually make a full recovery, but between 10 and 50% of people with CO poisoning may have long-term problems, potentially caused by CO gas damaging the heart, brain, and nervous system. It's important to remember that some members of your household may be affected by CO poisoning more quickly than others. For example, people with heart or breathing problems, babies and small children, pregnant women and pets may be the first to show signs of CO poisoning. Know the warning signs. If your pet suddenly becomes ill or dies unexpectedly, not related to age or an existing condition, a possible CO leak could be the cause. The smaller the animal or person, the faster CO will affect them. It's very important to be aware of the dangers of CO poisoning and look out for the warning signs. As well as the effects already described, the following scenarios could also be a sign of CO poisoning. Other people in your house, flat or workplace have similar symptoms. Your symptoms disappear when you go away on holiday and return when you come back. Your symptoms tend to be seasonal. You suffer from headaches during the winter when the central heating is used more often. You think you're suffering from the flu, but you have no temperature.
How to test a CO alarm using synthetic gas. This video shows you how to test a CO alarm using synthetic gas. You will need a can of detector gas and a small zip bag. We will now do a quick demonstration using carbon monoxide test gas on a real CO alarm, just to show you how simple it is to test your CO alarm and to check that it is still sensing gas. It involves placing a shroud around the alarm. It looks a bit like a shower cap, or alternatively you can put the alarm in a zip bag. Take the gas, complete with plastic tube and jet as shown here. Place the tube through the hole or gap in the bag and press for 5 seconds. This is now delivering around 500 parts per million of gas to the alarm. This is perfectly safe. The trigger point for a European alarm is 300 parts per million within 3 minutes. In America, 400 parts per million within 4 minutes. As you can see, the alarm is now sounding, which indicates that the carbon monoxide has been detected by the alarm. Once the test has finished, you just need to press the reset button. Then remove the alarm from the shroud or bag, and after a short period, the carbon monoxide will clear out of the sensor. Once the test is complete and the alarm is back to normal, you can fix a sticker to the front of the alarm, not over the sensor, to show it is safe. This is supplied with each can of detector gas and records the annual test every year for up to 5 years. The recommendation after 5 years is that the unit is disposed of and replaced with a new one. This is now in line with the recommendations from the HSE in the UK. Detector gas is simple, safe and cheap to use. A CO alarm will only save lives if it's working and sensing gas. Testing with the detector gas is a vital part of your tenant's safety. Typically, the warranty is around 7 years for a CO alarm, so if you find that your CO alarm is not working within warranty, you should be able to take it back to the retailer or manufacturer for a replacement. If there is no sound heard after completing a test, you should replace your CO alarm. Test it on installation and test it at the start of every tenancy or yearly on inspections thereafter to make sure that it's still sensing carbon monoxide gas. How to fit a CO alarm. This short video shows you how to fit a CO alarm.
This video will show you in simple steps how to install a carbon monoxide alarm. Before you install your carbon monoxide alarm, please read the user manual. You should fit a carbon monoxide alarm in every room containing a fuel-burning appliance such as a gas boiler, fire or stove, and in any room through which a flue from a fuel-burning appliance may pass. For ultimate protection, you should fit carbon monoxide alarms in the rooms where you spend most of your time when awake and bedrooms. You shouldn't fit carbon monoxide alarms in enclosed spaces like cupboards or behind a curtain or furniture. Never put the alarm next to a door or window or in a damp or humid location like a bathroom. To install your carbon monoxide alarm on the wall or ceiling, you'll need 3 simple tools: a pencil, drill and screwdriver. If you are putting the alarm in the same room as a fuel-burning appliance, make sure the alarm is between 1 metre and 3 metres horizontally from the appliance. You can fix the alarm to the wall or ceiling. If you decide to install the alarm on a wall, never position it next to a door, window or vent. You should install the alarm at a height that is above the level of any doors, windows or vents in the room, but make sure it is at least 15 centimetres away from the ceiling. If you decide to put the alarm on the ceiling, make sure it is at least 30 centimetres away from any walls or light fittings. When installing the alarm in rooms without an appliance, make sure you position the alarm so that it is close to your breathing level. This could mean that rather than screwing it to the wall or ceiling, you could simply stand the alarm on a table or shelf. The first thing you need to do is install the screws that the alarm will attach to. Use the template that you will find in your manual to mark the 2 drill holes on the wall or ceiling with your pencil. These holes should be 66mm apart. Carefully use the drill to drill the holes where you have marked on the wall or ceiling. Now you can insert the plastic wall plugs which have been supplied with the alarm into these holes. Screw in the screws that have also been supplied with the alarm. Make sure they are protruding from the wall by 3mm to allow the alarm to slot onto them. That's the hard work out of the way. Now it's time to install the alarm. Now you can slot your carbon monoxide alarm onto the screws. Your carbon monoxide alarm has a sealed battery that lasts for 7 years, so there is no need to replace the battery for the life of the alarm. Now you just need to pull out the tab from the underside of the alarm to activate this battery. Press the test button to make sure the alarm is working. Congratulations! You've just taken the simplest step to protect your family from the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning. Now that you are safe, think about your friends.
How to test a heat alarm using the push button test. This video explains how you test a mains or battery powered heat alarm. First, locate the individual alarm. Second, press and hold the button marked test with your finger until the alarm begins to sound. Third, release your finger once the alarm has started to sound. The unit will continue to sound for a short time after releasing the test button. Fourth, if other units are connected to this mains or battery powered smoke or heat alarm, they will sound with slight delay when pressing the test button for several seconds. Fifth, if sound does not start, replace the battery. Documentation of results. It is vitally important to document all of your evidence that you gather while completing a smoke or carbon monoxide alarm test. The first thing you will need is to document where your alarms are located and their expiry dates. The second thing you should do is document the outcome from the push button test once completed. Ideally, this should be written down and documented with photo or video evidence. Next, you should document the outcome of the smoke or gas test once completed, again backing up with photo or video evidence. If you have any failed alarms, you should immediately install new alarms and retest using the process above. If your property is missing certain alarms, then you must install these and test using the process above. Fines. The government have been quite clear with regards to smoke and carbon monoxide regulation and the fines for landlords within the private sector. Landlords can be fined up to £5,000 per alarm should they fail to comply with current regulations. Fines are issued by the local authority and, as you can see from this page, some fines have been as high as £20,000 and landlords and property managers have received manslaughter charges as a result of failing to comply with the smoke and carbon monoxide alarm regulations. Please be aware that it is a legal requirement to have an active working smoke alarm on every habitable floor of a property and active working carbon monoxide alarm where there is a solid fuel burner. It is strongly advised that a carbon monoxide alarm is placed where there is a gas appliance. We advise you to do it now ahead of time.
Congratulations on reaching the end of the smoke and gas assessment. You will be required to sit a short test to show you have understood and are competent.